Hi YouTube, welcome back to my garage. Two lots of good news today. One, I've got my voice back. I think in the last video it was starting to go a little bit prepubescent, and then it disappeared altogether. So that was some quiet time for everyone who knows me. I'm back though to being a shouty old man. And the other piece of good news is I have a delivery. This is my replacement ABS sensor. I know on YouTube, really sad people like to watch videos of people unwrapping stuff. I'm not doing that. Look, I've already unwrapped it because, frankly, if you're the kind of person who likes to watch those unwrapping videos, you can just unsubscribe right now. Just sod off. Like that bit of paper. I don't get it. Anyway, there's my rant about unboxing over. DAC 11148. We'll open that and we will just measure it up against this one that I took off. I know these things are going to be in a different place because I moved them about a little bit because of the way I fixed it onto the what do you call that? What's that bit there? Radius arm? Trailing arm? Something like that. Yeah, because I changed where it connected onto there. You can sort of lube these and they will slide. They won't slide at all without lube. They're very good at gripping. But anyway, yeah, let's get this unwrapped and just measure it up against this one. Actually, I don't think I need a stander now. No, they put a nice little sticky tab on the back. There we go. Right. First check is that we've got the same end. How does that come off without destroying it? Does it just lift off? I don't know. I've refurbed my entire subframes and then I get confused by a safety cap. How does that come off without destroying it? I don't want to destroy it in case I have to send it back. Right, that's not through there. That should just pull off. I think it is coming. Right, I'm going to figure this out and then come back. Okay, so it was very complicated. What you had to do was lift it off. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, where's the other one? Just check we've got the right one for starters. Yes, that's looking lovely. Oop, magnets, obviously. That's looking lovely. And then we've got, obviously, mine's missing the insulation here, but we've got about the same distance there. Working our way down. Yeah, grommets in the right place. And then try not to bash it off stuff because it was very expensive. And then just check the connection. Oh, great, another one. Get off. Yes, we are all good to go. Right, let's get it on the car then. Oh, just before I do that, I thought, for those of you that might not have watched the other video, I just thought I'd show you the reason I'm replacing this. Well, I think anyway, is because when I had to press this out, even though it looks nice and shiny, that was completely corroded onto the hub carrier. And obviously you can see how it should look. It should be nice and smooth. And that gap there between that face there and the rotating ABS sensor wheel is very important. And I do believe that's probably my problem. You can see how that's all bent in. So yeah, I'm hoping that's the issue. I'm hoping when we put this nice shiny correct one on, then that code, what code was it now? Oh yeah, so we had code 21 for the valve, but we're hoping when we clear the 33, which is the sensor rear right, which is this, I'm hoping that after a bit of driving, the ABS ECU will just figure that everything's fine and clear that code 21 as well. I do think, actually doing a bit more reading in between the two videos, that code 21 may have been sparked as well by me having the car as it is up on jacks. Well, actually it was up on 4 axle stands, sorry, not jacks. and I was spinning the wheels to test the handbrake and things. So obviously the ECU will have been getting all sorts of crazy readings, thinking that it was wheel spinning at the back when actually it was up on axle stands. So I'm hoping, like I said, put everything back to how it should be, drive the car at over 19 miles per hour, very specific, for a period of time. I don't know how far, but I'll go around and around the block a few times, and I'm hoping then the ABS and brake warning lights will disappear, deilluminate. Deilluminate. Is that even a word? I'm going to look that up. Right, so first bit of the puzzle is to pop the sensor head in its now non-corroded hole. I'm just debating whether to grease that or not. No, that's nice. And I don't want to risk covering it in grease as well, so I will just remove that every now and then, maybe give it a little squirt of GT85 or WD-40 or something, just to make sure that over the next few years it doesn't seize up again. And I've left my tool over here. So I've replaced these bolts, so mine are 10mm. I'm not entirely sure what the originals were. I'll just nip that up. Doesn't need to be, excuse me, mega tight. Right, now we need to feed this. You can see these little, where's my camera? These little holders correspond. The first one is just down here on the side of the hub carrier, and then you need to run along your radius arm, and then obviously this bit pops up into the car, and this grommet here fills the hole. Right, so once your sensor is in place, you need to feed the connection end, which is this end, up through into the body of the car. I don't know if you watched the last video, you'll know where that is. If you don't, it's here. Comes in between the back seats. If you want to know how to remove one of these, then check out my last video. I'm not going to explain all that again. What that black that you can see there is just the sound insulation. I have obviously not put the seats back in yet, so I'm hoping without having to go up there, I'll just be able to poke that in enough. Now, I'm not going to put this in completely fully yet, so I'm not going to bother fighting with this grommet yet. When I do it properly, I'm going to put some rust killer on here and some underseal as well. Make sure that that's not going to rust over the next few years, and also I will cable tie this up fully to the radius arm. I'll show you how to do that with some fancy cable ties, because if, like me, you've lost your original fittings or they've perished, I have a fix for you. But yeah, I'm not going to do it totally professionally right now, because I kind of want to just see if this makes any difference. I might want to take this sensor off again. I don't know. So I'm not going to commit to really fancy fittings and stuff if then I decide to remove it, because that'll just be a big waste of my time. So yeah, let's just get this cable tied on roughly and connected inside the car. Right, so I have cable tied it to the hub carrier. That's pretty much as it will be. I've also just made it safe on the radius arm. I'm now going to pop in here, and I'm just going to cable tie that to there for now, and then we're going to just connect it up in there, and then that'll be safe enough for a little tootle round to see if we can clear these codes. Very handy, this phone on video setting for seeing round corners that I can't see round, so I couldn't tell which way this connector needed to go in, but by having the camera like that, I can now see that that sort of hammer shape, if you like, lines up. Now that's cable tied on there. It's not going to pull out of there, not while we're just tootling around the road, and that made a nice satisfying click into there. So that's that connected. I do need some sort of repair on this sound insulation. Trouble is, you can't get, I've looked, you can't get these anymore, so I guess you can probably just buy some foam. It is hidden under the seat, but it'd be nice if it wasn't all falling away like that. Anyway, drop the car back onto its wheel now, and and then we'll take it out. Right, well, wheels back on, all ready to go out to do the ABS clear thing, and numbnuts here left my battery isolator connected. I think it was about a week or two ago when I was last in the garage. So yeah, she's flat. These cars just have a drain on them everywhere. So most sensible people like me put a kill switch on the battery. When it's not being used, you just take the key out, and then when you put it back in, it's got full charge. However, unintelligent people also like me then leave it connected. So I'm going to have to go down to my mate Andy's garage and see if I can borrow his battery booster charging 2000 million volt device, because I can't get my car in here to jump start it, and I don't have any jump leads long enough to get from the battery, which is in the back of the car, out to the drive. I suppose I could bring a battery in here. I might try that, I suppose, but it's proper flat. So yeah, that's my next job, get the car started. Right, success. I have actually been out for a little drive around the block just to make sure the ABS works. But even before I went out, just replacing that sensor, so basically as soon as I'd replace that sensor and turn the ignition on, as it should, the ABS light has just gone straight out. Everything's fixed. I've taken it for a test drive, and the ABS kicked in as it should, no issues whatsoever. So I'd say I'm very impressed with that 1990s. I haven't mentioned that in this video, but if you watch my last video, the diagnostics connector, if you like, in the back, that you jump the pins and then it tells you what's wrong with the ABS. I'm massively impressed with that for 1990s technology. It told me exactly what was wrong, and it was this sensor. That's not it. What have we done with it? There it is. So yeah, I've either completely scrunched up something in here, or when I was messing about doing other stuff with the subframe, maybe, I mean, to be fair, I did this side first when I stripped down the subframe. I was a bit more careful on the other side. Probably on this side, I dropped the hub carrier, which is quite heavy, and it may have just pulled really hard on the connection here. Anyway, that's going in the bin. I mean, I'll keep it actually for connections and stuff, just in case in 30 years' time, I don't know, someone wants an ABS connector, even though it's knackered. Who knows? It's kind of one of those things I will keep. But yeah, very happy with that. All fixed. The only slightly crappy news is my cruise control hasn't been working for some time. It just stopped working, which generally means I've changed something while I was messing about in the center console. But I've checked absolutely everything, and I did have a loose earth a while ago, and I was kind of hoping once I connected up the loose earth, which fixed everything else, my cruise control would work again. But on that test drive just now, I couldn't get the cruise control to fire up at all. So that'll be another video, trying to fault find the cruise control. There's various things that can be. Right, car's back up on its axle stands. This connection here, that's fine. And obviously we're going to leave it connected there. No need to touch either of those. But the first thing I do need to do is that connector point, whatever you want to call it, that lines up nicely with that hole. However, if that's lined up with that, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. And that lines up with that hole, we've got a massive amount of extra cable there, which I don't want. I want that nice and straight. So come here. I need to lube up in here, and then these do slide. Obviously don't strain them, because what's inside is very expensive and very fragile. But yeah, I'm going to lube that up and then slide that about 2 inches this way. Right, yeah. Took quite a lot of lubing and gentle pushing, but I have moved that from about where my finger is there to there. So that's about lined up with that hole. I don't really want to fight with it too much, because like I said, I don't know what knackered the other one, whether it was me straining on these to move them and maybe damaging something in there. I think it's highly unlikely, but not worth the risk. So now, because I haven't got the original fittings, I'll just come out here into the light. I tried a few different, move all my lubes out the way. I tried a few different solutions for connecting these back up to the radius arms. One answer is just to wrap the cable tie around, but that's no good, is it? It's just not proper. So I wanted something that looked dead tidy, and I eventually settled on these things. They're called, is it button cable ties or something? I'll try and put a link to them in the description. It's very flappy. And I realised these are just about thin enough to go up through the bottom hole, out through the top hole, over the cable, back down, and then pull tight and then snip off the excess. It's not easy, I have to be honest, because the hole is, especially since I've had these powder coated, the hole is literally the width of these. So once you try cramming it in and out, it's a fight, but it is doable. I've got 2 here and I've got 1 spare. And I did cock up twice last time, so I could be very frustrated by the end of this. Anyway, I can't really film this, but I'm going to do it and then show you how it looks. So first stage is to lube, where's my finger, lube the hole, both top and bottom, and the cable tie, so everything's nice and slippery, and then feed the cable tie. Now I need to remember which way it comes back into this button thing, because that's important. I need to figure that out. Right, yeah, I've just checked. So the grippy side needs to go over the cable and back down over that way, and the grippy side, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to pull it about halfway up, then put the cable, whoops, not even filming, am I? Put the cable in there with the grippy side inside, and then the fight begins to get that back down through that hole and through the other one, then through the fitment, then pull that up tight. I'm sure that makes more sense than I'm making it sound like. But anyway, I'm going to do that, and then, yeah, I'll show you. It's a fight. I've done one, so there you can see it. Well, basically comes in the bottom, goes through the 2 holes, hoops over the holding rubber thing, and then obviously pull it tight and then snip it off nice and tidy. So it looks nice and tidy once it's finished. So I've just got to do that again, which I'm really looking forward to. And then that's that part of it done. And then there were 2. That one was a fight as well, but it's in, so that's nice. Nice distance between them. See, no hoopy thing. Yeah, now I need to just get in under here, and I'm going to put a bit of rust killer on that bare metal there, even though it's looking in good nick, and then just put a little bit of underseal on it, and then we'll get that grommet in place, and hopefully then we'll be good for the next 30 years of this car. Well, it's looking a lot better. No chance of that rusting now, so I'll let that dry off a little bit and then work that grommet in. Right, popped that in, and I've just cable tied that loosely up there as well, so it's not flapping about. So that's all loveliness. Now we just need to go and tidy up inside the car and put the seats in. Seats back in. I didn't film that because, well, 2 reasons. 1, I couldn't be bothered. And 2, in my last video, showed how to remove all this. So frankly, it's just the reverse. But a quick recap. First thing you do is slot in this nice leather centerpiece. Then you put your seat belts back in through the little holes. There are actually little spacers. I think in the last video I think there's a little bit on the video I went, is that a spacer? I don't know. Well, it was. One of them was stuck onto the car, weirdly, which is this side. So the spacer was actually on the car, and then your seatbelt goes on, and then your washers and crap. And on the other side, the spacer came off. So yeah, just be aware there are maybe some spacers. Anyway, put the seat belts back in. Then you need to slot in the seat backs, which just slot in and push upwards. And there's a self-tapping screw holds them in. That's it. Just one screw per cushion. Is that what it's called? Rear cushion. And then you've got your butt cushion, a seat base swab thing. Anyway, they're held in. They just slot in like this, and then they're held in underneath here. There's just one. Where's the other one? Two screws onto threads that are attached to the actual seat unit, and that's it. It's fairly simple to get to your ABS sensors and put everything back together. Why am I struggling to say that sentence? Yeah, that's it for this video. ABS is fixed and fully working. So, see you in the next video. Bye.